Ooh, go to pieces. Maybe accept. One million in the house. Hey, Peter, what's going on, buddy? Hey, come on up there, Peter. Ain't gonna be no singing today. Mm, Wiping off the damn smoke. You missed the barbecue there. You missed the barbecue there. Yep. All right, who's it gonna be, Peter? First up, second up, third up. Boop, boop, doop. There she is.
Woot woot!
Woot woot.
Woot woot!
So, how's the weather in the Philippines, son?
Very, very, very hot. Lucky. Only today has no raining. Since I arrived here, uh, non-stop rain. But,
Mm,
uh, but today, morning there's a showering, and no more until now. So that's very, very hot.
there he is.
Hey,
Mr.
buddy.
Peter!
Come on, Peter.
Well, I tried to have a third party conversation with Army, but I'm in the chat. She's on the live. Yeah.
Mr. Peter, you know what happened to JQ last night? He was calling
Uh,
me a war. I'm a war. Man.
okay. Okay. Did you go to John's live stream?
Yeah.
Don't do it, Army.
Huh?
That's probably the last time I'm going there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. For the last couple of live streams that John's been doing, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's really angry at everybody and he wants everybody to fight. So don't do it. Let him calm down.
I was
I-
call him. I'm talking very because he called me war.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, nothing you can do about it. That's the problem with YouTube. There's nothing you can actually do about it. You can't go round there and slap him, can you?
Yeah,
No.
but
He thinks everybody's the same, it's all about give a few bucks to a
he
night
must.
or any girl you.
Yeah.
He's being his usual dickhead self. What he's doing.
Well, what I was trying to get through to Army yesterday was it's not the house. Okay, you got insurance. The house can be rebuilt. The freaking memories, man.
Oh yeah.
That look, I'm pretty much like you. I'm surrounded by my father's stuff, my all the old stuff that have been left to me, and I can look at something and go, that was when they got this, and they gave that to me because of this, and it just brings back the memories.
Hey Dave, what's going on, buddy?
And then
Yeah.
now yeah. G'day, Dave.
Yeah, digging. I got a appointment this next Tuesday. I got some assessor gonna come by and help me try to assess all my stuff that I'm got burned up. But
Yeah, well, the assessor's going to look at the money value, and then he's going to try and negotiate it down. Blah blah blah. Where it's not the same thing.
yeah,
What your father might have paid might be worth $5, but to you it's fucking priceless.
yeah, that's what the insurance guy says. We got people trying to hop up all this stuff. I'm just want to be happy if I get half the price of what even if I cannot account for it. Stuff that I can't even. I'm gonna lose that. I have no way of proving that I even had it in the first place.
That's right. And as I said to Army, maybe it's God's way of telling you it's time to move to the Philippines. should have seen her evil little giggles. It was great.
Yeah.
Did she actually suggest that to you, but Mark?
Nah,
I got her. I just wanted to see if she was still there. Sorry. No, she was thinking it. She just wasn't game to say it.
Yeah.
But Mark doesn't want to. Mark don't like Philippines, Mr. Peter.
I know. The Philippines is so alien to Mark's life. Too many people in the Philippines for Mark. Hell, it'd drive me mental. Could you imagine spending the rest of your days there surrounded by all these little people everywhere?
I don't know. Abby's got some pretty tall sons. Her sons are pretty tall. How tall are your sons? They're Ami's like 5'4". You say he was 5'4"? Right, she said she's got some.
Yes, I am
basketball
5.
player.
I am 5'4.5".
And a half. Don't forget the half.
5'4.5".
And
And a
half.
half.
And a half.
5'5".
And, and if you if you wanted to grow taller, just keep kicking her up the butt until she gets taller.
Mm.
That's what I used to tell my daughter. And so when she got older, she's quite tall. And people say, "Oh, you're very tall." And she says, "Yes, because Dad kicks me up the butt all the time."
Because you are tall, Mr. Peter. That's why your
Yes, I
daughter
know.
are tall also.
Yes, I know. It just somebody looked at your father kicks you in the backside. Oh my god! Oh my god! No, just like this. And then she kicked them up the backside.
Well, hun, didn't you say you had some relatives that were basketball players?
Yeah. My all my cousins, they are basketball player.
Yeah,
How,
but that's in the
how tall are they?
Philippines.
Huh?
How tall are they?
6 footer, 6'1".
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not going to work in the US as a basketball player.
6 foot 6'1" for a Filipino. That's quite
I know
tall.
it's huge.
Yes,
That's
huge.
my height. Come on. No, my height and Billy's height.
Oh, so I am when I was with Billy, I am a little bit on his ears.
Yeah. I talked to him yesterday. He's having a ball.
Yeah.
Where is he now?
Back in the Philippines. Yeah, back in the Philippines. Was it yesterday? No, it was earlier today. Well, hang on. Is it still today? Oh, it's only
Yesterday.
just. No, it's only just today. It's
Oh,
11:57.
just today.
Okay, it's 11:57 now, so it's still Thursday. So I talked to him early this morning.
Mm.
In about 3 minutes, it'll be tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, John was saying, why would you let your girlfriend meet somebody else before you met
Yeah.
her and stuff, I said, why would I not? He's my friend, and
Yeah,
it's
because he's
actually,
on stopper.
you know, he doesn't
Yeah,
have any.
he's on stopover. He had some spare time. He was in Hong Kong. I'll meet Army.
Yeah, I mean,
What's the big deal?
Ami went out of her way, took off work, and
Yep.
went to show him how to negotiate Hong Kong airport. So
Well, one thing I've learned from John is every now and again he gets in a mood when he wants to get people worked up.
yeah,
And a lot of times it works. Hell, he was trying to get Nescafe all worked up. Some of the shit that he was calling Nescafe, and it's like, dude, seriously, he's always there, and you're trying to piss him off. Great. Yeah, look, as I said, he's in a mood. So when he calms down,
wow.
well,
I
he
don't
kept
do
going on about calling me a German. Dude, forget the fact that I've been here, nearly 65 years in Australia. I was here, I came here when I was like a baby. I'm German. Okay, I'm going to play it. I see Kyle.
Well, what would you call him? A bloody frickin' Brit?
What would I call John?
His-
Bogan? He has
Where's
these
he?
bogan moments, which is
Where's
like a
he?
redneck,
Yeah.
like trailer trash type redneck.
Well, there's different kinds of redneck. There's the trailer trash rednecks, then there's, you know, country rednecks, but if you
Yeah,
look at the origin of a redneck, the why
means you
the
work in the
reason
sun.
why they call them rednecks is they work in the field and they have the shirt on and the
That's where they
only
get this
part of
suntan on the back of the neck.
part of the neck is red.
Yep. Yeah, I know. That's why I specified
What
trailer
lady
park.
wants to talk to me today?
Huh?
I said I ran into a lady at the dollar store that I used to work with. She kept talking. I'm like, man, I don't want to be like talking. Did I get home?
Okay. Hello, Mark,
Sure.
sister.
Say hello to Peter there, Cammy.
Tammy. Okay. Not named after Tammy Wynette at all, would she?
No, Cammy with the K.
Oh, Kimmy.
Cammy.
Okay.
Cammy.
Cammy. I can camouflage.
Where are you at?
He's
Australia.
Oh,
Crikey.
damn. I wish I was there
Yeah.
on the beach.
I live with the kangaroos.
I want to be on the beach.
Actually, I got a friend on the beach. She's Filipina. Yeah, she's looking. She wants somebody to visit.
Would you hire me
Yeah.
to take care of your kangaroos?
No, they can look after themselves. Kangaroos are not friendly. They're wild kangaroos.
Yeah.
They can look after themselves. Just ask every dog that they've ripped open.
Yeah, they're dangerous. They're not.
Oh, yeah.
We'll punch you in the face.
Yeah.
You're at your sister's place now, so we're not going to see all the fire damage.
Yeah. I'm going to be bugging her for the next 4 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months. So,
Yeah, however long it takes, yeah.
yeah, she's gonna be tired of me for about a few days. Yeah.
Well, as I said to Army, yeah, there's always the woodshed.
Yeah, I would sleep in the
Well,
shed.
She said she didn't. Army said she wouldn't mind living with you in the woodshed.
Yes, Mr. Peter. It's true. Even in the street.
Yeah, I've seen you have your homeless picnics. Yeah.
Yeah. It might be a little hot in the damn woodshed. It's coming on summer here, so it's getting pretty warm.
Maybe a little cramped as well.
Yeah, all my tools. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to move a bunch of
That's the
junk
main.
in there.
Tools right.
Move a bunch of junk in there just to keep it while they rebuild and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of cleanup to do. Get it. Yeah, all my deer mounts and my fish mounts are filthy.
Yeah. Oh, look, Ben. When I was young, one of the mates set fire to his our other mate's house, and we spent nearly a week cleaning up the smoke damage. And that was only that was a small fire in the laundry, but the smoke damage was through the whole house.
Oh yeah, I've still got my guns that I cleaned up some of them, but you know, I took the the bluing off. You know, bluing off of the barrels and stuff, the receivers, and oh, they're
Yeah.
all nasty. I want to have to. I still got. Yeah, I got like 25 rifles and pistols and shit. So shit, it's gonna take me forever. And then I'm gonna have to go over them and redo. I mean, clean and clean and clean.
Well, nobody said it was a nice, relaxing life.
Yeah,
Also said to Army, there goes your peaceful and quiet life.
yeah,
And for the next 6 months, you're going to be cleaning and seeing what you can restore.
yeah.
Well,
Try to salvage something.
just so long as you clean up and salvage that kettle in the kitchen.
Well, I got my cast iron pot that's in the kitchen.
Yeah, they won't suffer. That's just a bit of scrubbing.
Yeah, but they say all my dishes and all that stuff, you know, you might as well throw them away because it creosote gets into the soaks into the plate and stuff, and I'll never be able to, you know, get that out.
Yeah. Well, it will make an interesting flavour with your meals.
Yeah. Mm.
But then what does it matter? Hell, man, you eat out of the frying pan anyhow. Who needs plates?
Well, I still got my grandmother's dishes that I've never unpacked they're still in the basement, so stuff in the
Yep.
basement and start using the fine china.
Well, might as well get used. I keep
Yeah.
looking at the old man. The old man did the same thing. He bought a cutlery set. Now, when he bought it back in, when was it? Early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. That
Oh,
was, that cost him $1,500 Australian. Never been used.
come back
The
up,
same
hun.
And I keep looking at it going, why would you? It's boring. It's a plain cutlery set, and you paid $1,500 for it. But why? And you never use it. Oh no, it's too good to use, Peter. Too good to use.
Yeah, and they got them dishes. I think some of them were made in China. I mean, even in China, but you know, some of them were Japan. You know.
Oh, then you've got his bloody plate set. That's sitting in the cabinet behind me. It's like, it's again never been used.
Mm,
But then, when you got kids, when you got kids around, you don't use the good stuff.
yeah.
Well, my ex used to say, no, they have the plastic. So why don't just give them a normal plate? Don't worry about the plastic. Just give them a normal plate. We got enough crap plates.
Mm.
I used to have a set of those willow pattern plates. You know, those Chinese blue and white plates. I'm down to 2 bowls, 2 plates. I had some cups and saucers somewhere, but I don't know where they are.
Well, at least when I croak, my nephew won't have to worry about sorting out all the junk that I have it all.
Yes.
It already be thrown away.
Man, I still haven't I've still got half a shed out there that's full of stuff, but there's no roof on the shed. It's been raining for a week, but I got the important stuff in. The rest of it, I've just got to rebox it and find a spot for it.
Yeah.
Just too much work, man. Not enough hours in a day.
Yeah, I know. I spent all yesterday working on somebody else's lawnmower.
Yeah, but you need to do that to get money.
Well, I didn't even do it for the money. I mean,
Mm.
he's in the freaking, well, he's on his deathbed and shit. He's
Mm.
not going to make it. My sister's buddy that she been taking care of for the last 6 years and shit. And
Can I use your copier?
yeah. Yeah, I bought a new copiers. My other one got melted.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's not
Right.
that you got a whole lot of fire damage. You got a whole lot of freaking smoke
Smoke,
damage.
man. Yeah, that's the
mean-
biggest problem. Smoke.
Man, it's about halfway up the wall.
Yep.
Everything, got melted. I mean, if it's plastic or nylon or, it got
Oh, yeah.
melted. The
Yeah,
smoke got hot, man. Shit,
I know, I've seen it. See, I don't have that problem here. When I built my house, I made sure it's fireproof.
Yeah, I had the vinyl siding on the freaking
Yeah, that doesn't help.
other house.
But yeah, everything fireproof, and I sussed out the weather patterns out here and went, okay, I'm going to build it so it's fireproof, drought proof, blah blah blah. And then 2 years later, the flood came through. And I went, hang on, I thought you said that doesn't rain too much out here. Well, it hasn't rained in 10 years. I said, okay, so I had to readjust. That's the beauty of building your own house.
Yeah. Well, mine was back in built in the 1950s,
Yep.
and there.
Oh, I know. I know the style.
And they sent a environmental inspector out because some of the old siding they had some kind of they're afraid it might have been asbestos.
Yeah. Fibro asbestos boards. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's some kind of sheeting that looked like look like bricks or something like that. The sheeting that looked like. There she is. Welcome back, hon.
I am back.
Okay. I just saw the top of your head. Oh my God. So sexy. Oh dear. Yeah, that was the problem with a lot of the old housings here. It was all timber construction. So of course, whoopsie.
Well, they're going to tear it down now to the studs, so that means I'm going to be able to keep the hardwood
Beams and joists. Yep.
Yeah, joists. Some of them, the back side of the house got all charcoal.
My old place back in the city, it was what 1950. Oh shit, what was it? 1954. The house was older than me. Anyhow, 19. I think it was 1954. There's a section there near the laundry where that had a water leak at some stage. There's a bit of dry rot in it, and whoever built the house, they'd actually put some of the old weatherboards underneath. So if there was ever a problem, you could just cut off a bit of that and replace it. I thought, great, no problems. I dragged it out and I measured that up, and then I tried to cut the piece out. This was old hardwood. The problem was, I think it had turned into petrified wood.
Yeah, diamond tip.
Pretty much.
Diamond tip saw. And
I had to get. I went through one bloody circular saw blade just trimming the stuff underneath, and I sort of went, and it was screaming. I think by the time I'd finished, it was only 8-inch wide board, but I could smell the wood burning by the time I'd finished. I'm going, okay. I had to pre-drill all the holes before I could put the nails in. That was nearly a whole day's work trying to get the old piece out. Then putting the new piece in was easy. Trying to get the old piece out, I thought, okay, well, I'll chisel it. Bong. Yeah, that was a well-built house, I can tell you.
yeah, I might have to go tell Kimmy how to load the paper in the the printer. I don't even know how to. Well, I know how to do that. It's about all I know how to do. I haven't read all the instructions.
I got a laser printer over there. I think it was the third one, the export. And I needed a printer. So I learned how to pull it apart and all the rest of it. Because every time I turn it on, it says, I'm out of blue. So I went and ordered a whole bunch of the powder. And I've never used it.
Well, I'm going to be using this one.
Where do you?
Yeah, you got paperwork.
Okay, there we go. Let me show her how to do it here. I'll be right back. Let me say something. Keep the conversation going there, hon.
Oh, I'm going to make a copy, man. Oh. I need a copy. And I don't have a kid pinay to go and make it for me.
Shout out everyone.
Yeah, just making a copy, Arnie.
there, Mr. Peter.
Sore back, Army. Sore back.
So bad. Very cold.
Oh no, I've been pulling weeds out.
Oh,
So I've been like this all day. So I got to clean up. I got to clean up the old garden so I can put more new plants in, more food. So yeah, a couple of days now I've hunched over, pulling weeds. It's like I feel like Quasimodo's illegitimate cousin. The bells, the bells. You got to ring them bells. Oh man. Like I got trays and trays. I've got collard greens out there. I got all sorts of bloody stuff in trays. And yeah, I've got to clean up the summer crops, be able to get the rest of the winter stuff in.
Yeah, my garden's
Not burnt.
It's gonna grow wild this year, I guess. If any.
Yeah. So how far is your sister's place from your place?
It's probably about 15 minutes.
Oh,
By
okay.
car, truck. It ain't that far.
You hitting the place every day, or you just when you're in the mood?
Yeah. Well, pretty much every day, every day. But I'll go by there. I don't do a whole lot of stuff. I just, it's not a whole lot you can do. I gotta wait on the successor try to salvage a few things. I got to inventory try to inventory all the crap that ashes and stuff.
See, if that happened here, if you're not there, people will come in and steal your burnt shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure what it's like where you at, at your place, but here, oh hell, they'll look at it and go, oh yeah, a bit of a cleanup, I'll take that. But wait.
I got it boarded up and locked up and shit. But some people, they'll knock it down or whatever.
Oh hell yeah. I've said it before. Look, the old woman died up the road, and they watched the house, and then one weekend they just came and took the house. Bunch of guys got together, hammers and crowbars and shit, and pretty much pulled the house apart and took it away and put it to their houses.
Yeah. Well, I brought my motorcycle to Cammy's place yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I had to charge up the battery. The battery had like 2 cells that, wasn't too bad cells in it, but I filled it up with water, charged it back up. The battery's good for like one crank.
Okay.
One good crank. And
Right.
I'm sure it wouldn't turn over today. It might, turn all the little lights and stuff on the speedometer.
You know how to clean up a battery and try and get another, get more life out of it?
I know the process, but
Basically, you just dump all the acid out of it, flush it all out with the hose, upside down, flush it all out, and then the acid that you've got out there, you put it through a a T-shirt, basically, an old T-shirt, filter all the crap out of it, fill it up again, then top it up, and then charge it. You might get another 12 months out of it, out of the battery.
The time I spent doing all that is probably, not even worth it to me just to go buy another battery.
Yeah, well, it's still, I don't know what it's worth over in there, but yeah, that's still well over $100 worth of battery.
Yeah. My friend had a bunch of batteries. He tried doing that, and I don't think it worked out that great for him. I don't know if he did it right or whatever, but just.
Oh, it depends on how bad the battery is, man. If the battery's, if you touch the side of the battery and it's hot, don't bother. If the battery, the sides of the batteries are all swollen out, don't bother.
Yeah.
I've got 3 batteries sitting outside there. They're going to get recycled. I'll put them into the scrap metal. I'm not even going to bother with those. They were hot and swollen.
Well, this this one it seems that I've charged it up a few times, and seems like on these 2 cells all the water leaks out for some reason, but I don't see any where it's leaking out or anything, but the water kind of looks
it's boiling off.
Disappears and shit.
All right, so you'll probably find when if you put your hand on that where those cells are, that'll be nice and warm. Yeah. Odds are they're just boiling off. It's the plates are collapsed. These new batteries, man, car batteries and stuff like that, they're not worth bothering with.
Yeah, that's what almost a waste of time. I got plenty of other things to do. To try to salvage and stuff.
Yep.
I haven't really done a whole lot on clean up a few clothes. I still got like 3 bags of clothes down there.
Oh, fucking clothes, man. You'll be washing those for bloody months.
Yeah. Well, Cammy did a good job on, the ones that let her have. Yeah.
Oh, great. Cammy with your camos.
Yeah, they smell like flowers.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What happened to the men? I smell gay.
Yeah, I have to wash my own camos with some different kinds of soap so I don't scare the deer away this year. Even if I do. I did manage to save my crossbow that Billy Jack gave me.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Not many people actually know about this, about your house, though. You're very, very quiet there, Mark.
Yeah. The people that want to know, and the people that don't, don't really care.
Yeah.
The
only reason I know is because I checked my weekly check of my Facebook, and the first thing that came up was, what the fuck? Okay. Yeah. Has Mark been playing with AI and he's making his house look like it's been torched? Hey, I wouldn't put it past you. Yeah. Bit of a joke thing going on. I thought,
well, of course, I don't really talk about it. I mean, everybody knows. I'm sorry, anything I can do, Well, there's
Yeah.
really not much you can do. Yeah. I mean,
I had to tell Billy Jack.
yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
Billy Jack.
"What's the deal with
Oh, yeah.
Mark's? What's the deal with Mark's house?" And he said, "I don't know. What's wrong? What's with Mark's house?" I said, "Oh, it's cooked." And he went, what?
Mm,
Apparently, he tried to get hold of you, but he ended up talking to Army because he couldn't get you. And now he's in the Philippines. We didn't talk about you at all. No. Billy's got one track on his mind right now, and it ain't your house.
yeah.
That boy's having fun.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame him. He's
Catching up on lost time, man.
yeah.
Like I did my whoring when I was younger. Now Billy's doing his sowing his wild oats.
Well, he sold a. he sold a. He's been sowing oats for a long time, not just in the Philippines and Thailand.
Yeah, I know, but they're not as cute as they are in the Philippines and Thailand.
Yeah.
He's never shown. He's never sent me pictures of his the local girls. Yes, I hear you calling.
He didn't have to send you pictures of the local girls. All you got to do is, go to Walmart or something like that. And you'll see
Oh, yeah.
what it's like around here. Yeah, there ain't really much you can do. I don't really, you know, go advertising it. I mean,
Does Bud even know?
oh, Bob, yeah, Bob knows.
No, Bud.
Oh yeah, Bud knows. He's on
Okay.
he's on Facebook and stuff. Yeah, old Billy was teasing Ami about me moving in with Bud and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
Oh yeah. You know. Oh. Can you get out of the way, cat? Oh, seriously. Fucking hell. Well, he might. Bud might throw you the scraps after he's finished eating.
Yeah. I salvaged most of my deer meat. It was in the freezer downstairs, and
Yeah.
cooked some.
Yeah. I already said that with Army. As long as his deer meat's okay, we don't want but that Mark to starve to death.
Yeah, my sister she cooked some up last night. Some deer burgers. And actually, it tastes better than the hamburgers that you go to the store to buy and stuff.
Oh, no. That's
My
mystery
sister
meat.
likes it a whole lot better than the stuff you go to the store.
It's like we used to eat a lot of goat. you mentioned, we eat goat, and it's like, oh my God, yuck, yuck, yuck. Until they come round for dinner and they have goat meat, and it's like, what sort of meat's this? Goat. Oh. Apparently goat is very similar to deer.
Well, deer is all lean meat, you know. I mean,
So's goat.
it's it's not like a beef. Beef's got the you know, a lot of
Oh,
fat content in it.
Yeah, beef and sheep have got a lot of fat. No, it's actually some Appalachian homesteader. They were asked the question, what's deer meat like? It's like goat. Okay. Apparently, deer and goat, similar taste.
But I mix my deer meat up, with beef fat and stuff. Deer doesn't have the fat content in it, so you got to mix it, to make hamburgers out of. You got to.
Oh yeah, hamburgers, sausages, things like that. Same problem. We used a lot of pork fat with the goat meat to make the sausages.
Yeah, that's what I used to make. I got some sausage, pork sausage, deer sausage. I mixed it up with the pork fat, and add a few spices in it, and it tastes just like the sausage you buy at the store. Actually better than.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those supermarket sausages, I think they use the sawdust that's on the ground for seasoning.
Yeah.
Some of those,
Yeah, you really have to put that many spices in it, or put a little sage if you want sage sauce, a little pepper and salt and garlic, whatever you want in there.
I used to do.
Mixed
I
up
did
pretty good.
I did a Mongolian goat sausage, which is a blend of herbs. It's sort of a bit of a curry taste to it, but not quite. That works with goat. Probably work with deer as well.
I'm not too familiar with the curry.
Yeah, it's not strictly curry, but it's sort of it's got some of the same spices that make a curry, but not all of them.
Curry in general, I'm not too familiar with that spice.
Well, initially, curry's actually a blend of spices.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then you've got trees that are now curry leaf trees, and it depends on where you are.
Yeah.
I tried one of those curry leaf trees. Again, it grew for a while and then died. And we finally sussed it out. Mole crickets.
Mole crickets.
Mole crickets. That's what's killing all the young stuff here. Like if I try to grow potatoes here, forget it. You pull your potatoes out and they got holes through them. And it's mole crickets.
And we had a lot of cicadas. I don't hear too many cicadas around my sister's place, but on my place, you could just hear them. They might have died all out now. By now, I'm not sure. Didn't really pay that much attention to them. I had other things in my mind when I went over there.
There's a woman in Kentucky, I think. She's a homesteader. And she reckons they've got a cicada plague over there.
Oh yeah, it's
Uh,
yeah, pretty bad.
I can't sleep at. I can't. I'm not going to try and do the accent, but I can't sleep at night. The bloody things are so noisy. And then she shows the garden, and it is cicadas all over the bloody the veggies all over the place.
Well, actually, I didn't. I live in the, pretty much in the near the woods and stuff, and
Yeah,
the
you're on the edge
trees
of the
all
forest.
around my house. They didn't really bother. I didn't see them really bothering my garden that much.
No, no, they weren't. They weren't eating anything. They were just all over the plants.
Yeah, but yeah, I saw a bird the other day, fucking chasing a cicada and shit. That was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh hell, my cats would have a field day. A bug, crunchy snack.
Nah, but it didn't really bother me. All the noise, I mean, kind of like a, small hum,
Oh yeah, that's just the normal noises. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even. I got the normal crickets, and I don't even hear them. I'm so used to them.
I come over to my sister's place, I didn't have any problem sleeping in my place, with all the cicadas that I had all out in the woods and stuff. But come over here, she has a couple of clocks and shit.
It's too quiet now.
Tick, 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 tick. I had to take I had to take the batteries out of them things, man, so I could sleep.
Oh,
man.
clocks! Oh shit! Oh, don't even start me on the clocks. Fuck. My second
Yeah.
wife had a thing about clocks. And I'm sitting thinking, the first time I spent a night at her place, I couldn't sleep. She had 23 clocks throughout the house, humming, whirring, and ticking.
Well, you think these were just battery operated electric clocks, man, but you could still hear their freaking tick 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 at
Yeah.
night and shit. So
Yeah, I
what's that
know.
noise?
Try 23 of the buggers, and they're all battery. Yeah, they're all battery. They weren't even a plug-in clocks. They were battery clocks, and you'd hear the little hand going tick 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 tick, or you'd hear the little motors going me. It's like, wow.
Well, I had that cuckoo clock in the house. I got burnt.
Oh shit!
I tried not to. It wasn't an antique. It was, I think my mom got it from Germany or where she went visiting. It wasn't an antique, It's the clocks they sell to tourists or whatever,
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, I tried to
my
get
cookie.
it started back up, and it didn't. It didn't even work, I mean, shit.
See, I've got a locally made, well, not Australian made cuckoo clock, but it's made by a German guy that came out here. He was a clockmaker back there, and when he came here, he started making them. But I don't pull the chains.
Yeah, I had mine. I don't pull the chains. What the pendulum, just don't start the pendulum and stuff. But I
Yeah.
tried to start the pendulum, it didn't work at all. I mean, I ain't probably not even going to try to salvage it, throw it in the junkyard, just something else to clutter up my new house that I'm going to have rebuilt. I don't have to dust as much after I clean up all the other stuff.
Now you're rebuilding the way it was with the timber, or you're going to change it to a brick or something?
Don't know. I gotta get a hold of the contractor, and the insurance is up. You know, the contractor's probably going to use up all the money that my insurance is going to
Oh yeah,
give. You know, all right,
That's-
try to get to him. You know, they're going to put in. You know, I had paneling in some rooms, and you know they were painted over since it was so old, but you know, drywall in the other
Yeah.
rooms. But the siding, yeah, I do not want to put vinyl siding on it. Maybe aluminum siding and stuff. I guess aluminum siding would be better, more
Well,
fireproof.
the only reason Bob knows about it is because we had a discussion about it on his live. And then we got into the whole Lahaina and the California fires.
Flipper Greg,
What are you eating?
croissant with jelly and butter.
Mm.
Smoky croissant.
Mara's in the house. Hey, Mara.
Yeah. Was ist los mit Deutschland? Moira.
Would you put some of that jelly? Would you make?
Croissant with jelly and butter.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's a smoky.
Yeah, we
Well,
salvaged.
if thing didn't bust. Thing didn't bust.
Yeah, salvaged some croissants.
They might be a little raw on the inside.
I just got notification Moira's got a premiere or something, or she uploaded something. Basically, what's wrong with Germany?
Yeah.
Was ist los mit Deutschland? What's wrong with Germany?
Yeah,
And then
drop
she
your
appears
link
here.
there, Mara, if you want to.
Of course, it's crazy, Moira.
Of course, you still got that Ukraine thing over there.
Oh, Moira, learn your history. The Ashkenazi want to destroy Deutschland. They've been at it for ages. Hell, why do you think you got West Germany, East Germany back?
Come on. Come on.
And that didn't work, did it? Build back better. You're not allowed to talk about it. You're in Germany. You can get arrested for saying Ashkenazi. Nazis. Where do you think the Nazi term comes from? Turn everything around. That's what they do. We're talking to Jamie. Blame everybody else for the shit that you're doing.
So the Germans here aren't really happy. They are so hateful and mean, really sick. And you have to pay the TV who lie. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much over here too, you know, the left wing news organizations lie up
Okay,
their ass.
It's worldwide, Moira. They're pulling this shit in every country.
Yeah.
Well, every city. A bit hard to pull the shit out in the country. Country people just don't care. But city, Oh yeah, you've got. Well, I don't care what color they are; they're Muslims. We've had what, about 3 million illegal African Muslims in the country in the last 5 or 6 years. You've got your Middle Eastern Muslims. England's got the Muslim. Oh, same shit's happening in England, Moira.
And got the Asian Muslims. Got them over here too, man. They're starting to deport some of these Muslims that, you know, speak up about, you know, the Hamas and all that crap.
Okay, that's a bit of a show. Ooh. While we're on that, I'm starting to like Greta. She's gone rogue. Greta Thunberg. She's gone rogue. She's gone against the freaking World Economic Forum crap. It's like, wow. And she looks like she's eating meat. She's actually got a little bit of meat on her face. She doesn't look like a vegan anymore.
And she finally woke up. Or she's just jumping on the bandwagon because it suits her, you know.
No. Well, she's not part of the narrative anymore. Apparently, she was getting on the ship to go over to the Middle East and put her 2 cents in. But the ship got bombed twice before she got to it. So she's now on another ship. And so she's on her way. I don't give a flying rat's ass about Hamas or any. Greta Thunberg. I don't care about Hamas or any of these stupid bloody terrorist organizations. I care about the poor people.
Government terror organizations just use the poor people as, cannon fodder.
Governments make war. People don't make war. We just want a peaceful life. But no, the governments make the war.
Find some of Mr. Bobby's bills. I got to go down to his house to see if I can find them.
Mm-hmm.
The cable and we got 2 separate bills from AT&T. You got cable on one and phone on another, and 2 separate bills. It should be all one bill. Mm-hmm. He's paying. They're ripping his ass off. We don't need to pay
the credit where credit's due. You go, Greta. Try not to die, okay? Because if she's going against the bloody the narrative, she might disappear.
Yeah, you got a lot of these left wing. I think the only reason they're jumping on this the bandwagon of the right wing is they finally figured it. Well, we can't make any money off this anymore, so we'll have to go to this. So they they're still the same people. Left wing. They're just taking advantage of the situation and shit.
You empty your ashtray in there.
Moira, how do I look? Do I look warm? I'm in a fur-lined freaking coat here, Moira. It's winter. Winter sucks. Give me my 30 to 40 degrees Celsius again. I hate the cold. You can keep your winter. More people die in winter. Oh, how many did we find when the snowdrifts melted? All right. Dwayne Johnson, Cal Cadeau, and Ryan Reynolds in the Buglers. Buglers. Oh. I'll have to look at that later.
Yeah, I got my sister's trying to sort out that old man's bills and stuff.
When are you coming to Germany? Okay. My mother's dead. My sister's dead. I got a few nephews and nieces that I've never met in Germany. I got a sort of cousin there that I've never met. Didn't even know I had her until a couple of years ago. And then I don't think she's actually a real cousin. I think she's my father's half-brother's prostitute girlfriend's daughter. So when am I coming to Germany? When hell freezes over.
Why would you even want to go to Germany anyway? I mean, the chaos they got over there, I'm imagine.
Yeah.
It's probably worse than it is here in the United States or in
So she's half of my family over there were criminals. My uncle's he's probably still alive. He's probably 80-something years old, but he's in prison over there still. And yeah, so one minute she's telling me what a shithole Germany is, and then she wants me to go to Germany.
Yeah.
Moira, you're crazy. I have a reasonably quiet, peaceful life here. Hell, I'm screwing with the local council just for a bit of entertainment. We know that. You're still in Germany.
Mm. Myra's the one that needs to move.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, we got a lot of left-wingers, Our mayor of Nashville, man, he's getting investigated for calling out the ICE agents and shit,
These
He's in
politicians.
trouble now.
I've been pointing out to people, your politicians are a joke.
Now that Trump's in, they used to be able to get away with all that, that shit, but now every time they open their mouth, hey, keep on opening your mouth. You're just pointing out yourself, you're gonna get, Now you used to hear all these illegal aliens going on protest and stuff. They don't do protest anymore. they're getting rounded up and stuff.
Yeah. And the Belgian health minister, one of the most unhealthy, overweight people I've ever seen. You had Biden, you had Bojo in the UK, you had that Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand. We've got Mummy's boy here, Albanese, Anthony Albanese. Well, Albanese, but these politicians are a joke. They put them in there to piss us off.
They're starting to call out some of these Rhino Republicans too, man. They've been taking kickbacks from governments and all kinds of stuff. Said Lindsey Graham, he went over to Germany or over in Europe or something. And he spent $500,000 on a hotel. how do you spend $500,000 at a hotel and stuff? What hotel in the world costs $500,000?
Mate, look, the politicians. Okay, they're talking about cutting pensions and move. Yeah, look what they did in France. They added 2 years for the retirement age, and they had big protests. Are they talking about cutting their pension? A politician gets in even if he's only in 6 months or 12 months, he gets a guaranteed pension of hundreds of thousands a year for life.
In a lifetime of health insurance, that he's got the Cadillac program of the
So a normal person that works, after he left school, works all his life, he gets a pension, unless of course he got his own private pension. Then he doesn't get the government pension, but you're already paying in for the government pension anyhow out of your taxes. All right. So when it comes to it, he gets this pittance. He's worked all his life and he gets fuck all. Barely cost of living. Yet a politician can be in less than 12 months and get hundreds of thousands a year for the rest of his life at the taxpayer's expense.
Yeah.
Something wrong with that.
That and health care benefits out the ass, normal. Hell, in the military, hell, you got to spend 20 years just to get half your pension. I mean, one set of pension, but you got to work another, 10 years to get a 30, for 30 years in the military to get the full 9 yards and stuff.
Oh yeah, you don't. In Australia, you don't get you only get a military pension if you've done 20 years, or you've done 2 tours over in a war zone.
Oh, they don't even do that. Well, they got some kind of veterans benefits if you've been in a war or something like that, but if you got medical discharge, you get even that they nitpick all that and shit.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. Anybody in the service should get a full pension because if you spend any amount of time on any military base in the world, you're probably going to get sick from something because they store ammo and, leaky water. The water is all contaminated, And
I'm sorry, you're a guinea pig. When you join the military, you're a guinea pig. They shoot you full of chemicals like you don't know what the hell they're for.
Yeah, I had a friend that her daughter went into boot camp, and they shot her full of vaccinations, immunizations, and blah blah blah. She had an allergic reaction to all that crap. You're like basically a pincushion and stuff.
Yep. Elliot Best.
Hey, they're done.
You're not allowed to come to Australia, Moira, unless you've got a hairbrush and a razor, okay? No hairy German women here. God,
yeah, come on, they're done.
My mother, oh God. Okay, it was like 1980 or something. We were heading down to SeaWorld. It's a nice sunny day down by the beach playing with the dolphins. Great. And she came out and she's wearing hot pants. And I did learn where I got my hairy legs from. I got it from my mother's side of the family, not my father's. Yeah, that body hair thing is definitely a German female thing. Well, thankfully she wasn't Greek.
Yeah, I was getting letters in the damn mail. 30 years later, yeah, you might have been contaminated for blah, blah, blah. You know, the water in Camp Lejeune is all nasty and blah, blah, blah. But then you got to fill out, or are you sick? Or, blah, blah, I don't know. I never went to the doctor.
And I got something from some law firm. They said, well, we've got our records here that show that you were with this insurance company. And I'm looking at it going, nope, don't remember that. Well, we're taking out a class action suit against them because they were using the client's funds for something else. And I'm going, okay, cool. The only time I've ever had anything to do with that insurance company is I had car insurance with them back in the early 80s for 1 year. And I'm looking at it going, nah, I don't want to start a class action lawsuit against some company that I had bugger all to do with. Oh, but you might get some money. Nah. That's getting involved in that system again. I stay out of that as much as possible.
Yeah, they got that crap on Facebook all the time. If you're, at Camp Lejeune, blah, blah, blah. And
yeah. It's ambulance. It's lawyers trying to make money. Ambulance chasing.
Yeah. Every other time you turn around, they got some lawsuit, or if you did this, or if you took this medicine, or whatever,
Yeah. Well, I'm not quite dead yet, okay?
No, around here, man, if you got it, if you try to do it yourself, file for, disability or something like that, if you do it yourself, you don't have any, they'll deny you, but as soon as you get a lawyer,
Oh, yeah. Then it starts costing you time, effort, money, whatever.
Yeah, the lawyer takes certain percentage of it anyway, And I think the damn judges and everything else are getting a kickback off the crap too.
Now, it was a conversation we had months and months ago. I think I said, I wonder if I'll get the pension. So I didn't. I made a phone call. And now about every month I'm getting a phone call from this woman saying, oh, it's only another year and you'll get your pension. Sort of going, okay. Oh, we just want to get some more information. Sort of going, no, please stop ringing me. I'm not sure what they're up to.
Well, my sister, that old man that she was taking care of for the last 6 years, they're keeping him on life support.
Yeah.
Well, we know why you're doing it, We know why you're doing it. You're sucking the money out of his insurance company,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Until the money, look, that's common. You even show it in the movies. As soon as the money runs out, now we've got to pull the plug.
Yeah. Well, he's got one of them living will things and stuff, but I guess his son's got he's in California. He's supposed to be coming here in a couple of days, or I think tomorrow, Friday or maybe. Anyway, he's the one that's going to probably have to initiate that, But.
Well, I've told all my kids, Very simple. When I croak, bite it out.
Yeah, I told my sister, pull that plug. I don't want to be sitting in no retirement home or old folks home, fucking vegetating till I
Yeah, I
die.
can do that at home. I can do
Yeah.
that at home in more comfort.
Well, you need to help. They tried to put him in the assisted living home, and my sister said, "No, he can't live in an assisted living home. He can, he can't take care of himself."
Where was he?
Instead of they wanted him to my sister to get his deed to the house and shit. So we know what that's about. You want the deed to the house, so you drain all the money out of it. Suck up all the money out of that.
Tell me about assisted living. I saw him in the chat yesterday, the day before. Whose chat was that? I can't remember his chat, but I actually saw Jamie's name there, and I went, "You're not dead yet."
I saw what Jamie and John Quinn's chat.
Might be John's. Somebody.
He was up on John's panel.
Was he? Oh, well, there you go. So he's not dead yet.
I didn't hear him say anything, but I got there late, and I went up there, and he started giving Nami crap.
I went there, and he was giving Nescafe crap. Bass was saying something about he's pissed because you're using my name. I can't remember what the name was. It was Bass something, whatever. And I went, yeah, John's in a mood. All right, I'll go and watch something else. Which is much more entertaining. Oh, Andor. God, I'm having trouble getting through that series. Everybody keeps telling me, oh, Andor, it's really great. It's really great. I keep falling asleep in it. It's really predictable. And now we've got I think it was episode 6. We've got the gratuitous lesbian romance going on. Don't care. I hope she dies. She probably will. Oh, guess what? She died. Yes. Kill the lesbian. And we're supposed to get sympathy for it. No. Yeah, ever since Disney took over the bloody Star Wars franchise, and it's just gotten shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Disneyland and Disney World, they're all going to crap.
Well, yeah, because it's a freaking Bull Dyke running the show.
Yeah.
And she, her first interview, I'm going to make Disney gay. Well, I think she called it inclusive.
Yeah, here the best theme park now is what Dolly World.
Yeah.
Over in the mountains, over where Bud lives.
I love that. You're not allowed to call them retarded. You're not allowed to call them anything else. You've got to call them neurodivergent. Yeah, which basically means they don't think like you do. Seriously. Then we're all neurodivergent.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks like anybody else. Fuck's sake. Stupid political correctness. They're nuts. They're crackers.
I have to remember that next time I go to John Quinn's channel.
Oh, don't confuse him with the big words.
Uh,
Oh,
I went with the Aussie Fitz channel, and he said hello and asked me how the feral is. I said, I didn't even know what that means. I mean,
how's the
Feral.
feral?
yeah.
Feral's just basically a cat that's gone wild or a dog that's gone wild. They're feral.
Well, I
Yeah.
knew that. I thought it meant something else, but that's basically
Um,
my understanding of feral. Feral pigs.
Yeah, feral pig. They also, trailer trash girls. They're feral.
I guess that's what he was referencing.
Yeah.
Ami is.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's been in a mood the last, I don't know, I'm going to say about a week, where he's just, I don't know, deliberately baiting people.
He just hates everybody, I guess. I mean, shit. He thinks everybody's the same. Like I can't have a friend like Billy Jack and have her,
Oh.
trust him to go meet the army, and shit.
Oh, no.
He's-
Billy Jack buys his friends. Apparently, Billy Jack buys his friends, according to John.
Oh yeah.
I'm still waiting for the check in the mail. Come on, dude. Seriously. Billy, where's my fucking check? I don't have Western Union, so, and he hasn't got PayPal, so I'm screwed.
He didn't. Yeah, he buys everybody. I mean, according to him, he didn't buy me. He didn't buy Bud. We just went on. He hosted us. Hosted us. At his place. And we had a good time.
Yep. I'd have been there too, but the drive would have been a bit of a killer.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister says she has no ambition to go on a plane anymore.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm on your sister's side. I've done the traveling. I got no interest in traveling.
Me either.
No.
I was looking to go up to Billy's place, actually.
Yeah. Just the 40, what is it, 40 Ks, 25-mile drive to town is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, a 15-mile drive to my burnout house is a pain in the ass to me.
Yeah. So luckily I've got friends that they're always in town. Now, one guy works, he's always near town. So if I do need an odd thing from town, it's like, hey, Mike, while you're there, can you pick me up some, I don't know, petrol? Pick me up some fuel. What do I need? What do I get from town? Fuel, gas. Dog food occasionally. Chicken feed.
Yeah, he's going on about frickin', why would you even let, your girlfriend meet
Yeah, I get it.
stranger without you meeting her first and stuff.
Yeah, he's just baiting.
Yeah.
Well, he's just trying to bait you.
I didn't say too much about it. Just you gotta trust your friends and you gotta trust your girlfriend. I mean,
seriously, if you've seen his latest girls, Army's way too old for him anyhow.
Oh yeah, half of them are barely out of puberty, huh?
No. He's not going that young. No. Probably around the 30 odd mark. They all look around there about. They all look around the 30 mark. That's just it. Now he's over there. He can just pick and choose.
Yeah, I mean, why would you even think that about my girlfriend? You know, when you're over there, you know, you got all you can, you know, it's not that big of a deal. You can pick and choose. Why would you steal one of your friends' girlfriends when you frickin', you know, take your pick, you know, over there, you know?
Well, one, it's a scarcity mentality, even thinking that.
Yeah.
Two, would I trust you anywhere near my girlfriend because you've got that in your head? No. Yeah. Billy's, got a code of honor, for God's sake.
Yeah, and he's got it, you know. He's saying, why would you trust Billy? You know, he's been in jail. He's spent his life in jail. You know, he didn't spend his life in jail.
I cop that too, and it's like, am I going to argue the point? No, I'm not going to argue the point. It's a waste of my time and effort.
Kind of like a mute effort, you know. I mean, he spent his life. He didn't spend his life in there. He spent his, you know, the last 10 years taking care of his dad. You know.
I know. Look, he did his time, and it's done.
Yeah. And he basically got railroaded, you know. I mean, if it was down here, you know, depending on what city you're in, he was in the, you know, probably one of the most woke cities in the frickin' the United States, you know. Of course they're going to frickin' throw you in jail. I mean, it could have been, you know, cut and dry case of self-defense, and you're still going to go to jail, you know.
When he started going on about Billy Jack, I sort of went, all I heard was Jamie's voice coming out of John's mouth, and I went, nah, dude, I'm not even going to engage in this.
Not even going
to make jokes about it. Like, normally I'll make a joke about it, but no, it wasn't. All he was doing was repeating the same shit that Jamie used to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got issues. Your name calling. Whoopee-doo. Why am I going to try and change your emotional state? No. Come up with something constructive. I get it. Constructive, I can deal with. Emotional name calling, dude, go to your room.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what you tell your kids.
Come up with something original, you know. I mean,
yeah. Like, seriously. Again, the world's getting dumber, man. That sort of behavior is acceptable now.
Yeah, go through your life, you know, hating everybody. That, you know, don't trust anybody. Don't trust your friends. You know, don't trust your girlfriend. Don't trust anybody. You know.
Yeah, turn on your friends and then complain that they don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's really clever.
Now then, make it believe. Oh, I'm just, you know, sticking up for you, man. You know your girlfriend's blah blah blah. You know, they all do it for the money. You know.
Yeah.
I said,
yep,
not everybody is like that. You know, there's a lot like that, but it's not everybody like that.
Yeah. I'm terribly sorry you got burnt so many times in your life, but hey, maybe I won't get burnt, hey? But then I had fun at Maria's, man. It's very rare I get Sean up on the panel with me.
Come back up, hun.
Everybody ran away when Sean trucking on the panel. Everybody ran away.
Oh, yeah.
Me, I just like, oh, good, university educated. I'm going to have fun.
Mm.
And just when he starts to go on a rant, I got him to calm down again. Oh, maybe he's not picking on me. Yeah, she's back.
There she's back. Get back on top where you belong here, hon.
Now that's being lazy there, Mark.
I am back.
Making her get on.
Welcome back, darling.
I am back.
You get a bad signal there, hon? Yeah. Typical Philippine signal.
Except she's in Hong Kong.
Now it's signal good. I pressed it wrong.
Yeah.
You pressed the wrong button.
Yeah.
Well, she's in the Philippines for a few more days.
Oh, she's in the Philippines now. Oh, sorry.
She took a rest, a vacation.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, she's
I
got to
thought-
go back to Hong Kong here in a few days.
I thought Billy met you in Hong Kong. Huh?
Yeah, she didn't want to tell anybody.
Yeah. That's right. You already did. I wasn't going to say anything. You blurted it out.
Yeah, I'll probably get ragged about that.
So they met up in the Philippines, or did they meet up in Hong Kong?
Who's that?
Army and Billy.
Well, they met at the airport, you know, when he was flying from at that time.
Yeah, that's all I know. They met at the airport. They caught up at the airport. Billy had a quick stopover or something. They caught up.
They might meet up again,
Uh,
depending on everybody's schedule, you know.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Only if Billy gets too sick with the girls he's got.
He keeps getting sick every time he goes to the Philippines for some reason. I don't know, he gets some kind of virus.
Yeah, he's coughing still. Cough, 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 cough. Still got that shit on his lungs.
There's that the humidity, man, from
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm guessing. It's going to take his body a little while to get used to be able to shift all that bloody moisture.
well, it takes like, you know, like a couple of weeks just even climatize, you know, in any country you go to, you know.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's 2 weeks. So, you know, even Ami, when she goes from the Hong Kong to back to the Philippines, she don't feel right for a few days, you know.
Yeah.
Because she's still got to acclimatize, you know.
Hell, man, I'm still trying to acclimatize. It's what? I don't know. That's my guess. It's about 17 degrees Celsius. So what's that? Probably about 65 Fahrenheit. And I'm freaking cold, man.
Oh, I got to put a freaking sweater on my sister's. Hell, she keeps this place cold as hell.
Yeah. Like 7 ways or halfwit, they'd be running around in a bloody singlet and bloody shorts going, oh, it's just so warm, so warm. Me, I got a freaking fur-lined jacket, shirt, and singlet. And I'm still cold. I better get myself a bloody Filipino to wrap herself around my feet like an Eskimo girl.
Mm. Maputui po. Maputui po.
Mabuti. Yeah, see?
Maria, there
My
she is.
booties. They're my booties. See, my booties.
Yeah.
Hello, Maria. You missed Moira. Moira was here, Maria.
I need to pin the link, I guess, since come up there. You don't do there.
Well, actually, I was asleep for a few hours, and it's winter, so my bladder woke me up. Then I couldn't get back to sleep, so I finished my cold coffee, and I noticed Mark was doing a live.
Yeah, let me pin that there.
And with his title, I thought, oh, good, I'll get to see what's left of his stuff. No, he's over at his sister's place.
Ain't much to see except, you know, that. Well, the kitchen's got the kitchen is right next to the back porch, and it got the worst brunt of everything. But now my bedroom, my other spare room, and my living room, you know, they get, you know, but they tore down the insulation from the, you know, between the roof of my kitchen to the attic, you know, and that's the biggest mess because it's, you know, water soaked and smoke, you know, just the insulation. They tore that down. It's laying in the kitchen and stuff, you know, like a.
Maria, don't say no. You say yeah, not no. Yeah. Oh dear. Only two. I'm thinking of drinking number 3. Sure, I'm making another one.
Shoot, I've had more coffee than Peter.
Yeah.
I'm working on my 4th one. But I got a pot in there.
Notice there I said I need a cute Filipina to curl up around my feet to keep me warm, and Maria shows up.
Yeah.
No good. Maria, I need it real life, not LD freaking cold feet. LD real.
Yeah.
Cold, Maria. Cold.
Yeah, I got one of the neighbors mowing the yard.
Cold. Furry.
The weather here is warm and stormy. Well, it's not raining right now, but it's storm fixing to come through sometime.
Well, that's why it's cold, because it's been raining for a few days. We got a nice breeze coming through, evaporative cooling. Man, oh.
LDH. What's LDH?
Long distance heater.
Long distance heater.
Yep. I have to put my sheepskin boots on because I haven't got a Filipina to keep my feet warm. How rude.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing. I throw away all them wore out boots that I haven't been wearing for years.
On a plus note, Billy's doing well. I'm just thinking, all he needs is a couple of Filipinas and he's got one for each foot. Bit hard to walk around with Filipinas attached to your legs, but hey, you know, he's a big boy. You can handle
Yeah, I think he's having trouble getting rid of the ones he Can't take it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. Klingons on the starboard bow.
Troubles you have to go through, hell.
I know.
I mean, what a pain in the ass. Yeah.
I like. Ah, dear. There's I've been watching. Once you sleep with the girl, you can't get her out of your bed. That's their way of moving in. Forget the toothbrush in your bathroom. That's later. You just got to get them out of the bed.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of problem over here in the U.S.
No, it's a Philippine thing. Well, it's actually a Thai thing as well. It's an Asian girl thing, I think. Yes, I'm wearing socks as well, Maria. I have socks and I have furry boots. Like my furry jacket, I have furry boots. And sorry, Brett, I'm not wearing my sexy shorts. Sorry. Oh, God, wind chimes.
Yeah, my sister's got wind chimes. You
Yeah.
hear the stuff that sounds like rain. I got this tree that,
Yeah.
the limbs have grown over the sunroom here where I'm at, and the wind is blowing and it sounds like rain on the roof, but it's not. Yeah, thanks, Maria. Appreciate it.
Yep. I spread the word. Maria knows. Billy knows. Seven Ways knows. I was in shock, man. All I could think about is, well, Billy. First thing he thinks is, I hope he's got insurance. First thing I thought about was all those memories. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, Mark's gone quiet, or have I gone? Is it my signal again? Yeah.
We'll go.
Take the opportunity.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
He almost started.
My internet signal is shit, man.
Yeah. He almost started crying and shit, when he's looked at the place, man.
Yep.
My sister, she almost broke down and stuff.
It's look, dude, it's what we relate to. Yeah. Billy's looking at the house, relating to that. I'm relating to the stuff in the house. Because that's my experience. Is once it's gone, you just can't get that shit back.
Yeah, I got 3 generations of crap.
Yep, same here.
But yeah, everybody asks me, how come you stay so calm and stuff? That's just my nature. I mean, hell, it's nothing I can do about it. There's no sense crying about it.
Well, that's
I'll
right.
go off, somewhere by myself. Shed a
Well, that's
tear.
what I said to Maria. Yeah. Okay, the house is burnt down. Great. Deal with it. Move on. Okay.
Yeah.
You can sit there and rant and rave and get nothing done, or you just Put your head down, bum up, and start getting shit moving. The roof blows off the shed. Okay, move the stuff, rebuild the shed. No big deal.
Yeah.
Your house burned down. You recover what you can, throw out what you can't, and make sure you got your ducks in a row for your insurance.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest problem in trying to inventory all the stuff that I had in there. Half the stuff I don't even know what it's worth. They want to know what it's worth. How am I supposed to know what it's worth? I mean,
Well,
I didn't even know what it was worth when it was wasn't burnt.
Best suggestion I can make is do a list and leave a space next to it. Then you get on eBay or Gumtree or whatever the hell, Craigslist, and see how much they're selling him for on that.
Yep, let go or get dragged in. Yep, I see. There she is. Yeah,
I
come on up
see.
there, Ike.
I see in the chat. I need a copy.
Yeah, I think the link's pinned at the top there. I see if you want to come up and talk for a little while. Boom, shakalaka.
We promise we won't abuse you like they at some channels.
Yeah, I see one. Yeah.
Oh, I caught that bit. I see trying to sing a song. She did a very good job.
Yeah, I don't think he stuck around. I see what John Quinn was giving Ami hell and stuff for letting my friends meet up and stuff instead of. So yeah, you gotta have a little trust in your life or something.
But Mark, you've got to have total control. Yeah, right. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, John was giving Ami crap for meeting Billy Jack at the airport. So why wouldn't I want, if I can't meet up with her, why wouldn't I want one of my friends to meet up with her, You can't trust your woman and you can't trust your friends, they've been gone a long time ago.
Well, that just shows the level of manhood from the guy that actually says it all.
Yeah, that just shows his true colors, I mean, he hates everything, I mean, he doesn't have any trust, whatsoever. Anybody.
Yep.
He don't even trust himself, What kind of mentality is that? You don't even trust yourself with somebody else's, meeting up at a public place, I mean, I just, yeah, he showed his true colors, I knew what he was like before, that, but I didn't think he'd get so damn nasty about it. Yeah, he really got nasty.
Yeah, it's been like that for a few days.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it personally. He was doing it to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to bait Icy up too. Oh, nothing out of the ordinary, Icy. You didn't miss much.
Yeah. Yeah, he does that.
We were just talking about John's in a mood and he wants to stir people up. Yeah. I tried to stir Mark up, Army up. He's tried to stir me up. He was trying to stir you up. Yeah. There's a major difference. I'm old enough now that I've sort of realized that trying to be nice and placate them, or, you know,
Yeah, it didn't work too good.
no, you just call them out and go, stop being stupid. Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
that would be easy. You know, we're still trying to.
But I've had conversations with John, and it's all good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me another cup of coffee there.
Yeah. What? I'm never going to get a cup of coffee, man. I did it again. I got everything ready, and I forgot to turn the bloody kettle on. Freaking hell! Look at that smart little cookie there. Who got distracted? Well, the beer, yeah, he's had a few drinks by the time you were on there, Icy. So yeah, he gets a little weird when he's had a few drinks. When he's sober, hell man, I've had some great conversations with the guy. Oh, that's right, Troy.
Troy is in the house. Hey, Halfwit. Yeah, Troy, Halfwit. Anybody want to
Oh,
come up to
Jesus.
take his pen?
Yeah, but dude, seriously, having trouble sleeping too. Don't tell me your bladder woke you up. 4 o'clock in the morning? Yep.
Moira.
Maria, yeah. Moira back? No, Moira's not back. Moira, are you lurking?
Yeah, cool. I said, yeah, it's late over there. What's it?
Dude, seriously, fake sheep. It'd be nice if it was real sheep, but it's not. It's fake sheep. And we all know how much stuff it likes to slip into a bit of sheepskin.
You never know. I said she might be sleeping and she might be just lurking. She's lurking on my panel.
Well, it's nearly midnight for us, so.
Yeah.
And she's good at that. I don't know. She likes it when the boys come up and chat. That way she goes to sleep. Sort of like what Maria does.
Oh, yeah?
It's all right. The boys are chatting. I'll be half asleep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right. I've psychologically conditioned Maria. So if I say, "Are you snoring, Maria?" She's awake.
Hey, sure, there.
Hey, sure.
Yeah, the pin's at the top of the page there, sure. You're going to come up. Yeah, she might be napping there.
Well, I haven't quite gotten to the fire stage yet.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be lighting any fires anytime soon. You know, I still got the. Yeah.
He's still got the taste of smoke.
Yeah.
Have you had a cigarette in a while, Mark?
Yeah.
You don't need to.
I've already gone through a carton of cigarettes, you know, since the fire went.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I don't smoke anymore, and I don't smoke any less.
Well, I just look. I don't gamble. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I only have my coffee and cigarettes. Don't deny me some vices.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only vice I got is coffee and cigarettes. I have beer every once in a while, but that's about it.
Yeah, you drink more alcohol than I do.
Yeah, my shot of Jim Beam and honey every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Not enough to get drunk off. Enough to get a DUI, you know. Well, you can get a DUI from any. Drink one beer around here and they'll throw you in jail.
I know they're drugs, but they're good drugs.
Yeah.
And the occasional cannabinoid is good as well. Oh, I had fun with Sean. Nobody else did, but I did.
Yeah, you invite anybody you want to. I don't care. Everybody's welcome on my channel. I ain't particular, except John. I don't think John's welcome here for a while.
Yeah.
We'll had 8 million. That's 7 million.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, I thought about taking John's wrench away, but well, why bother? Everybody gets a wrench around here. We don't care.
And if they get too carried away, it's 20 seconds and wrench is gone, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
Wrench only protects from the others in chat.
Yeah, I give everybody a wrench that way nobody can frickin' screw with anybody else.
But you're playing favorites, Mark. Yeah, how come they've got a wrench and I haven't? Yep.
I'm playing favorites. Everybody gets a wrench. Mostly.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean. Yeah, on the road again.
Yes, welcome to Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah, it's
Right.
northern Idaho or southern Idaho, northern Utah. We call it Idaho.
Right.
There you
So don't run over any Mormons, okay?
If you can find any.
Yeah, they moved to Canada and Mexico.
Well, no, there's a bunch of Mormons here. That's why Utah is not the state you want to try to find women because they're all taken by a dozen men. A lot of these guys have 20 wives and stuff. It's like, okay, Utah's
okay,
not the state to find women.
So you still got fundamentalists in Utah.
Oh yeah, the
Okay.
biggest the biggest area of Mormons has always been Utah.
Yeah, the Mormons went non-fundamentalist.
And you can believe what you want. You know that we have the freedom of religion here, Amendment 1.
No,
That's why
yeah,
they
get
believe
that.
the Native Americans were Jewish. And
Yeah.
your underwear has magic powers, and when you die, you get your own planet. And it's like, whoa, this is way out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister's back.
Yeah, I thought that last one was Scientology.
I've been calling you. Put your motorcycle in. Need to put it in the garage. It's starting to rain.
It needs a bath anyway.
Huh?
It needs a bath anyway. And
Well,
wash off
when
all
it
the
starts
dust.
coming up here, the wind starts blowing. It will knock that motorcycle over. I had to put the basketball on go up because the wind starts blowing so hard up here.
Nah, it'll be all right. I might get out there with a rag and wash it down if it starts raining. Get some soap.
Should women who have abortions be put in jail? Okay.
What was the
Very
comment?
Oh, it's a notification from Pearl, one of the channels that I sort of watch occasionally. Should women who have abortions be put in jail?
Me, I don't involve myself with other people do. If they want to murder their unborn child, that's on them. I ain't got to answer for it. It's their choice.
Again, that goes into a belief system, and yeah, I tend to believe what you're talking about there. Yeah, abortion is murder.
Hey, you want something from my fridge there, halfwit? It's already got the smoke flavor in it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, in case you
Yeah.
wasn't aware there, Sean, my house caught on fire, man.
Was it bad damage?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a big insurance job.
Yeah. More smoke damage than anything, the smoke is, is
Yeah,
pretty much
that smell never goes away either.
screwed up everything. They're gonna have to tear everything down to the studs and rebuild. Yeah. Personal property, all the 3 generations of junk that I've collected from my grandparents, my parents, and stuff.
No, it's called inherited, Mark.
Yeah,
Not collected. Inherited.
Inherited. Yeah. Lots of memories. Yeah, pretty much everything got smoke damage. Well, the smoke just got so hot, man. It just melted anything that was nylon or plastic, man.
Man, I've got shit from my first wife's grandfather, her great auntie. Her family loved me.
Yeah, I got about half my guns and my weapons.
Yep.
My firearms.
Boomstick.
My boomsticks got smoke damage. That creosote, man, is like a nasty freaking glue. Sticks to everything.
I got, when Roy died, he left me his total life possessions, one trunk. I've still got a lot of those tools.
Yeah, most of my tools, they were in the shed, so they didn't get scorched. I don't have to replace them. My big screen TV got melted.
That you can replace. That's insurance.
Yeah, that's something I can account for, all that other stuff, I don't even know the value of it, There's no way of even.
Yeah, you can't set fire to my place, man. My ex tried a couple of times and nah. She sort of totally filled the fireplace. 2 wheelbarrow loads of wood in the fireplace. She set fire to the rafters in the roof from the heat coming through. That went through rock, cob, and the walls.
Army fell down again.
Yeah. And she still couldn't burn the house down.
Yeah. The vinyl siding, man, just melts.
Yeah, and that was the only thing is I woke up and I sat up and I went, ooh, got down, got everybody else out of the room and assessed the situation, went, oh shit, okay. You tried to kill us all in our sleep. I didn't mean to, I was cold. Like, yeah, okay. So I just got the hose and I kept hosing up around the roof. The next day I took a few sheets of tin down, replaced those bloody beams, put new tin up, done. No big deal. But it's a story. And other memories you had?
I got a little section of my roof that got scores. So I'm glad I put the tin roof up as it is, I mean, I had the old asphalt. I put the tin roof over the asphalt shingles.
Mm-hmm.
That'd probably help save the rest of the house because it wouldn't burn through the tin roof. There she is.
Who was it? One of the other guys. We started sort of talking about houses burning, and then one of the other guys started talking about Lahaina and California. Now that's a weird thing. You'd think a brick house would be fireproof.
Say hello to Sheer there, hon.
How did all those houses in California and Lahaina get burnt down? No idea?
No.
Got me fucked, man. Brick doesn't burn.
Well, probably the interior structure was made out of
Well, you got a wood frame.
you know,
You've got a wood frame inside the brick, and then you've got a drywall inside that. Drywall doesn't burn. The brick doesn't burn. So how does the flame get into the brick? It jumps across all that open grass, all that open lawn. Yeah, the best they could come up with is a firestorm. The wind blew an ember in. Yeah, the wind broke the window, and an ember went into the house. Every freaking house. Again, doesn't make sense.
Are you talking about the wildfire that took place in Southern California?
California, Lahaina, in Hawaii.
You do know when that happened, it was weird. It's never really happened before. They had over 100 mile per hour winds that fed that fire and caused it to spread.
Yeah, but it's still got to go across all that expanse of lawn.
We weren't allowed to drive in there because of the wind would have blew us over if we were loaded or not.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm also talking about the fires in Lahaina. There's been a few places that now that have had those sort of fires where the trees are okay, but the houses are burnt down.
Somebody
down. It's just a bit weird. Some of it doesn't make sense to me.
Hey, you'll find a lot of videos of firemen and the fire chief on YouTube that fought that fire in Southern California. They explained how everything happened.
Yeah. Oh hell, man! I got videos of the big bushfire that I had here. What was I doing? I came in, I shut the doors and windows and waited for it to go burn out. I'm fireproof.
Actually, I got most of the fire part knocked down with my water hose even before the freaking fire department got there, but it already got inside the structure and started burning up into the attic and stuff.
Well, that's what most of the firemen do. They just come in and they contain it from spreading to other houses.
Yeah.
Because by the time they get there, you're fucked.
Yeah. They made it there probably about 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking into some of the old fires, and it's like a lot of it doesn't make sense.
I had one. We had somebody was telling me about another fire. They had the house fire they had, and I guess the districts or whatever. One district was arguing over another. Who's going to go to this fire and shit?
I know.
Quit through arguing, got who's going to go to the fire. The house is already burnt to the ground and shit.
Yeah, what was it? One of the guys there was talking about the car that got caught on fire. I'm sort of going, dude, I had my car stolen. The kids got hold of it, destroyed it, and then they set fire to it. And the alloy wheels were melted. The heat that came from the inside of that car burning melted the glass, melted the alloy wheels, tires, everything.
Yeah, my back screen door on the thing. I didn't say, "Where's my screen door?" Then I went down to down the stairs to the yard and shit. There's a big old lump of aluminum there. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I still haven't found my truck again,
synthetic, man. I'm pretty sure synthetic stuff burns a lot hotter than wood. So all that vinyl that you have in your car or in your on your furniture, hell man, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Nylon curtains.
Oh yeah, I had some flags in my living room, you know.
Yep.
They freaking melted, and the shades, the vinyl plastic shades or whatever they made out of, they melted.
Yeah, no naked half-wits on panel, okay? And yeah, even
Yeah.
here, depends on the type of tree. Some of them are firing firewood. Others takes a hell of a lot to burn them, which is what I'm doing here. But the ones that easily go up on flames, they get cleared around the house, and they're getting replaced with ones that don't burn as easy.
Yeah, I guess I got pretty lucky. My house was built in 1950s, and they had that. Even the roof was the paneling. You know, they put over the before the shingles and stuff had the hardwood planks. You know, so it was pretty hard to catch fire. But if it had that modern stuff, man, or pine, if my house was made out of pine or something like that, it'd have been.
Oh yeah,
The whole house would have fucking gone up.
all right. Sleep well, Icy. Yeah, see the iron bark, which is a type of gum, they do a lot better in the fire. Where the cypress, which is like a pine or a cedar, woof, they're gone. The alocasuarinas, woof, they're gone. But they make good firewood for the heating. Yeah.
Well, they don't even like the pine or anything in your wood stoves. It produces so much creosote that it'll plug up your damn stovepipe.
Yeah. Yeah. But it smells good when it's burning.
They use what hickory, oak, the hardwood for your stove is best.
Well, this alocasuarina.
Get your stove. I mean, your fireplace, get it started, but after it gets started,
Oh, mate, look, on a slow burn, I'll use the cypress, which is like your pine. But when I want to get the house nice and warm real quick, I put this bull oak in, this alocasuarina.
Yeah, get you later there. I see.
For about 2 hours, Maria, and I'll be sleeping for another 4 or 5 later. Probably after I finish this coffee and had another pee. Yeah, look, you want the house, this bull oak, it burns real hot, real quick.
Yeah, I'll probably get up here and in a little while and start cleaning something.
You're going to start singing? Oh, that'll get rid of everybody.
Yeah. I plan on keeping my deer mounts and stuff. And I'm just kind of wondering what to clean them with, Maybe get some white vinegar and stuff. Maybe it's not be the best.
Dry cleaning fluid.
Dry cleaning fluid.
Yeah. You buy it in bottles, like you can buy your turpentine and your methylated spirits. You can also get a stuff called dry cleaning fluid. That might work. Oh, what do they call it? Fabric shampoo. Not fabric shampoo. What do they call that?
Woolite.
You put it all over your couches and it froths up and pulls the dirt out.
Oh yeah, some of that kind of foamy stuff that
Yeah,
foams up.
yeah, that might work. My days of
Yeah,
chemicals.
Like you said, pretty much everything's they're gonna the top floor, everything's smoked up, so they're gonna, just total it out. They said I could keep it, but I'll be cleaning it up.
I'll just find it. What's that one?
I tried a little white vinegar on that my deer mounts and my bass mounts.
Yeah, the problem is you don't want it to soak into the fur and the leather. I can't find it.
Well, the mounts, I'm never going to be able to freaking get them totally restored and, if I took it to a specialist, or, somebody to clean it, it'd be cost me more than what it's worth anyway. Yeah, the problem is just to get motivated to change something,
Where do you start?
Yeah, where do you start? Pick one piece at a time, I guess. Yeah, I need Ami to come over here and help me out. Help me out, hun. She's a cleaning machine. I need my cleaning machine to come over here. Yeah, one of my friends has got one of them. He bought his wife one of those rainbow machines.
Oh, vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Another rainbow.
overpriced vacuum cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to recycle.
My brother-in-law bought one of those rainbows years ago. It was the floor unit, not the upright. You walk in and it's like, oh, okay, the flowers that bloom. He said, oh yeah. Well, if you put it in this part and then with this attachment, and it just airs out the whole house. I was like, can you speak up, man? I can't hear over your vacuum cleaner. Yeah. Then he had a turbo head on the vacuum cleaner, which again was a few $100s more. The problem was, after running over the carpet twice, there were bald patches in the carpet. The turbo head was so strong it was actually pulling the pile out of the carpet.
Yeah, I used to, well, back in the day, a long time ago, I used to sell the Kirby. They had, you know, something like the
Kirby's, yeah. I know the Kirby's.
Rainbow, and they had to, you know, filter, you know, all this stuff and the attachments and blah blah blah. That lasted about 2 weeks. I quit selling them things. I think it's kind of like a pyramid. They get people to come in and sell their crap, you know, and
Yep.
you know they sell it to their friends and stuff, you know, and you know, 'cause you can't sell. I mean, they're good machines, you know. I mean, but hell, they're so damn expensive, you know.
Yep.
But it's it's kind of like a pyramid sheet. The turnover on their salespeople is like, you know, they have a new class every week or something, you know, of new people.
Electrolux
coming in,
started
you know.
the door-to-door salesman. Electrolux started all of that.
Who did?
Electrolux.
Oh, Electrolux. Oh, well.
Yeah, man,
I used
back
to
in
work.
the 50s.
Yeah, I used to work for Electrolux at their stove factory for like 9 years, man.
It was I've got a Whirlpool washing machine. And then you look on the back of the compliance plate, made by Electrolux.
Oh yeah, we used. They sell Kenmore, General Electric. You know, all the
General
major-
Electric is makes most of it. General Electric is more of a finance company than it does making producing things anymore.
That's right. Electrolux
Thank
make
you.
most of
Because Jack Welch and Lee Iacocca.
Or Electrolux.
More money.
Most of the major brands, you know, I mean, they go into cycles. You know, whoever gets the bid, you know.
There's more money to be made in finance than to produce them.
Yeah. They just put a different sticker, change the design a little bit, and slap on a new brand name.
That was my problem with Electrolux. You had to buy Electrolux bags to put in the Electrolux vacuum cleaner. And that's not cheap.
They still sell bags for vacuum cleaners?
I don't know. I don't buy Electrolux anymore.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
still got or the
Most of-
Kirby. You know, they.
Most of your common vacuum cleaners don't have bags anymore. They have
That's
a container with a locking switch.
Yeah.
Empty it out, put it back in.
Clean out the filter or whatever.
Yep. Hell, man, that was my thing when the vacs came out. It was a wet and dry. It's like all the stuff you can replace yourself. You didn't have to buy it through the company. You could cut out a bit of felt and put it in there. I went, I want one of these. And then, of course, I lent it to a girlfriend and it came back and it didn't suck very well anymore. She did. The vacuum cleaner didn't.
Oh, that's what I did with my truck. You know, they got the little filter for underneath the dash for your AC and stuff. You can go to the auto parts store and you buy that little filter.
Yeah, the problem is she used the dry head
But I just
when she was sucking
took
up all the water.
broke apart broke up all the broke the plastic, too, and got some filter from somewhere I got, and just put the cut out a piece of filter or the filter material and stuck it off in there and
Well, see,
back on.
the mix was great. You take the dry head off, you put the wet head attachment in between. It's got a little ping pong ball to stop the water getting up into the motor. But you've got to remember to put that section in. Hell, my first wife killed the Electrolux. I had the spray gun attachment with that. I painted the car with that. Hell, that was my favorite little tool. I bought another Electrolux at an auction just so I could use my spray gun again. I used to use that on all my bloody restoring my furniture. No mess, no fuss. Fill it up full of varnish. Do your 50-50 mix. And when you wanted to spray, you put your thumb over the hole. Perfect.
Well, my buddy told me that that after a while, even the washing machine, I'm gonna do something with it because it got all that creosote in it. Would be a good something to clean up the washing machine.
Yeah.
Just the ordinary washing machine. It's going to build up with the creosote.
Best wash machine. I have a set of them. Are from the Viking Company in Mississippi. Guaranteed for life.
Well, my washing machines, they didn't get damaged, but my sister, she's going to be washing a bunch of clothes and stuff. And they're going to be,
And he's going to smell all pretty.
Yeah. And smell like flowers.
You're going to smell like a fresh field of flowers in springtime.
I'm just wondering what I should use to clean out, the internals of the washing machine itself. Run it with some kind of detergent or something to clean that crap out.
Yeah, that'll work. Put a couple of empty loads of detergent through it.
Throw some white vinegar in there.
Oh, I wouldn't even do that, man. I just put bloody normal. Just do a couple of loads. The detergent will break it all down.
Yeah. Okay.
If you have a stain on something, the best thing I discovered that would get it off is Gojo.
Oh, I got a stain. I got smoke. Everything's got that creosote film.
Because I had a stain on a hockey jersey, and I rubbed Gojo in it, threw it in the washer, and it took the stain right out.
Okay, that must be an American thing.
That was an experiment that I learned myself out here on the road.
So,
Sodium. Yeah. What's the generic name for that? Their sodium hydroxylate.
I don't know what that is, man. Oh, Army.
Fluoride. And gonna Russ, her microphone picks up everything.
Sodium hypochlorite.
Fluoride.
Yeah, CHLORIDE.
What would be chloride? I'm trying to think of something that'll be Chloragene is in the supermarket top brand. You got American brand?
Throw some bloody pool tablets in there.
Some what? Oh,
Some
pool
pool
tab-
tablets. Yeah,
Oh.
chlorine tablets.
Oh, chlorine. Yeah, chlorine.
That's if you don't have bleach and you're in a pinch. Those work pretty good.
What's that there, Sean?
I'm sorry.
Oh, what did you just say? In a pinch?
Oh, using a chlorine tablet. If you don't have any bleach, just use it. But if you have something colored, like I had a road jersey of the Blackhawks, and I had a stain in it. It was in there for years. And one day I discovered if this Gojo is taking everything off my hands, I wonder what it would do to the stain on my jersey. So I rubbed a lot of the Gojo in that stain, threw it in the wash machine, ran it. It took the stain right out.
What is Gojo?
It's a type of soap that mechanics famously use.
Yeah.
It takes grease. It takes everything off your hand.
Yeah, washing.
Oh,
I don't really want to use a chlorine because chlorine. I washed my helmet, my motorcycle helmet, with my sister did. With that, and it took, the black motorcycle helmet, and the chlorine kind of freaking faded it off a little bit.
Gojo don't have chlorine in it.
Yeah, I need something without chlorine in it.
Yeah, use Gojo.
But we got that not Agent Orange. It's orange stuff. I forget what you call it. I got a can out in my truck. I mean, a bottle up in my truck. Same stuff that they use for Gojo, but it's a different brand. It's called
Yeah, you get the skid plate grease on your hands or your arm. You can wash all day long, and soap won't take that off. You put Gojo on it, takes it right off.
All right, how do you spell this? How do you spell this Gojo?
Gojo.
Okay, so it's simple. One word, I'm guessing, because I'm trying to find out what the hell it is. I'm Australian. I keep coming up with some sort of bloody manga fucking character.
It's
Or put Gojo soap in Google.
Yeah.
What is Gojo hand cleaner? There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It could be used for more than just hands. You could use it on your clothes because I ran that experiment on my own.
So it's a grease
Hey,
color.
let me go get that bottle of stuff it's kind of like Gojo, but it's got the kind of like the sand product in it that kind of for scrubbing and stuff. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for smoke, if you got it on your wall or something that you can clean up, the best thing I recommend that, because my friend did when part of his house burnt. He didn't tear down that portion because he cleaned it with what we call grease lightning. Took it right off. As soon as you spray it on there, it was running all the way down, and he just wiped it off, and it got rid of the smell too. But grease lightning isn't easy to find either, but it's some good stuff. It's the best cleaner I've ever used.
Yeah, well, apparently we've got Gojo in Australia now, but it used to be Solvol was our version of it with pumice in it and so forth.
good soap.
Yeah, they
Oh, wanna-
we had a series of ads back when I was younger. Wash your hands, Jeffrey. With the Soul Bowl, Jeffrey.
Yeah, I
Fuck, they were
used a little bit of that, rubbed it in, and as soon as I rinsed it off, it looked like I had dishpan hands. I'm like, wow, that's how
Yeah,
good of a cleaner it is.
I'm just looking at it. Yeah, it's good. That's a good suggestion. Yeah, grab yourself about 10 liters of Gojo, Mark.
10 liters of Gojo.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking
It'll
at
take
what it's being used for. And yeah, it'll take the creosote out.
And it'll take the stains out of your clothes too. That've been there for years. It took it out of my
Yeah.
hockey jersey.
See, I got this stuff right here called Fast Orange. It's about like Gojo, but
That's orange. Yeah, I don't know it.
uh,
Look, anything that's hand clean, yeah, that might do it. Try it. Hell, man. Anything that's designed to take oil and bloody engine oil and grease off your hands, worth a shot.
yeah, Dawn dishwashing liquid. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
there.
that's not as effective.
Yeah, dishwashing fluid isn't as good as Gojo is.
Yeah. Hmm.
Ugh.
All right, I'm going to head. I'm going to go back to sleep. Starting to nod off again. It's what, 2:30 in the morning? Yep, sounds good. All right, Mark. Catch you later. See you, Sean. Bye, Miss
See
A.
ya.
Thanks for coming up there.
Oh, good,
Buddy.
man.
Yeah,
Have fun.
yeah.
have
Thanks
fun
for the
cleaning.
ideas on the how to restore stuff. halfway restore. Yeah, I use a little fast orange. I like the fast orange. It kind of smells like orange. It does the same thing as Gojo.
Oh, excuse me.
It smells a little bit better, I think. I guess you can get the generic Gojo that smells. Doesn't have a.
Well, they do have some that have like an orange scent to it.
That's Ami turning over.
There's a set of trips that I passed 20 miles back. Finally climbed up over that hill.
You do what?
I passed the set of triples right here. It's passing me right now. You got 3 28-foot trailers, pup
Damn.
trailers.
I didn't know they had. I've seen the doubles. I ain't never seen a triple.
Oh yeah, trips get a lot more common.
UPS. I used to see the double UPS truckers running around all the time, but not many doubles. I mean, not many triples.
Yeah, they do a lot of weird things out west here. They have what they call a California double. It's a regular 53-foot trailer with a pup trailer behind it. That's called a California double. And then there's super doubles where you got 2 53-foot trailers, but you're only going to find those on Interstate 90 in Indiana, Ohio, and upstate New York. That's it. They're not allowed to drive anywhere else.
Yeah, they can't. I imagine they can't drive up in the mountains and stuff like that. I don't think they are allowed to drive up in the Appalachians.
Oh, they can do the mountains. Yeah, they drive up in the mountains in the Adirondacks in New York on I-90.
Yeah. I guess it depends on which highway you're on, or which road.
Yeah, 90's the only one that allows super doubles. Now in Canada, they're allowed to go on the national highway all the way across. But Canada's different.
Well, some mountains, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't even want to freaking attempt it, I mean. I wouldn't think. I don't know that much about that. Are you washing powder on greasy hands or automatic transmission fluid?
Yeah, when I got my CDL years ago, I got my triple double endorsement. I can drive them. I did it one time though. They were supposed to load. FedEx was supposed to load the two pups into a prime trailer for me to pull, but they hadn't done it yet. And I got there. I said, "Look, you haven't unloaded it yet. I got my triple double endorsement." So he stopped them. Said, "Throw that shit back on the trailer. Seal it back up. He'll take the doubles." So I'm the only one in the history of the Prime Ink Company to haul a set of doubles, but they were for FedEx. I had all the drivers telling me, "There's a Prime hauling doubles?" Yeah. I got my oversized. I got my hazmat. What else do you want? I can drive this. Get properly trained, you can do it. Because my intentions was to drive for the same company my dad drove for, ABF. But I'm not going to be a casual. I was a legacy, but I'm not going to work casual. Can't make a living doing that.
So where are you headed now there, Sean?
Archuleta, Oklahoma. It's right by the border of Kansas.
Mm.
Got a load of apples out of Washington State. And before that, I was in Canada. I went to British Columbia and delivered strawberries. Now, mind you, to come back, it cost me $19.60 to come back to my own country. Isn't that lovely? Canada doesn't charge you anything to go in their country. And plus, you can be. They treated me nice. All the other times, not that port of entry, but in Vermont, I was treated very awfully and harassed for no reason.
What state was that?
Vermont. I was coming back from Quebec. That was like 10 years ago when that happened.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the rogue cops that, got the speed traps going on and
I mean, there was no holes in my story. I was empty. I was 50 miles from Burlington, Vermont, where I delivered the main ingredient to the Bear Company that makes Levitra. And I knew my next load was going to be Ben and Jerry's ice cream out of Burlington, Vermont, 50 miles away. Just deadhead to Burlington, go back over the border. I handed her my birth certificate, my CDL, my TWIC card, my passport. TWIC card was number one because it's not easy to get a TWIC card. She didn't even look at them, and she said, "I'm still not convinced." I'm like, "Convinced of what?" She had me back in, searched the inside of the trailer, nothing in it. Searched my truck. They even brought a dog out, dog sniffing drug, and I told them, I just hauled the main ingredient to Levitra. So if the dog starts humping his leg, you might want to call a vet. Because some of that could have leaked on the trailer. The dog hit on it. I don't know what it was going to do to the dog. And because of that comment, they kept me there an additional 2 hours for no reason.
Oh, they're bad about that. Even at a regular traffic stop, I mean, a car or a passenger car, hell, they try to pull you over for a fucking speeding or whatever and try to talk to you and try to get you to admit to doing something else, and they'll fucking, oh, well, you need to come out, threaten you to bring the dog in and stuff to search your car and stuff.
Best thing to do is keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give them anything. They ask for something, I hand it to them. They say, well, you were speeding 20 miles an hour. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I've done on a lot times that I got stopped, just don't even.
A lot of these people, they talk themselves into jail. You're best off not saying a thing, because whatever you say, they're going to twist and use it against you. And you keep talking, and they'll finally get you to admit to the Kennedy assassination, even though you weren't even born yet when that happened. I wasn't. But that's what happens when they keep talking to you. I would not acknowledge the conversation.
I got pulled over one time for a seatbelt. he 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 went by. I was at a stop sign on a, like a T. I was at the T. He went by, and I seen him coming, and so I reached up and grabbed my seatbelt, which was a mistake. Now I don't even reach up. When I say a cop, I don't even reach up to grab my seatbelt if I don't have it on.
Yeah, if they pull you over because of the seatbelt, I'm like, okay, I'll take
Yeah.
my citation. I'm putting my seatbelt on.
Then
You can't create an argument with that.
yeah. Then I went to so I took a right. What he did, he freaking pulled off to another road and got behind me, then pulled me over. Then he wanted to search my truck. I didn't have anything in it anyway, so I knew that he wasn't going to find anything. But just where I should, because I was in a hurry to go to my friend's house or whatever I was doing at the time, I just let him do it. But, I should have just stood my ground and say no. Well, he said, well, if we don't let me search, we'll go to the drug dog, which is about an hour away. Well, you can't stop somebody for, you can only hold them there for as long as to write the ticket. You can't hold them there to, you know, unless you have probable cause or you see something physically.
Me, that you could say no, but I was like, go ahead. You ain't gonna find nothing.
So he wouldn't have had no justification for holding me there longer than the.
But a lot of them look for defiance and an argument. You don't give it to them. They just do their business and move on.
Yeah. Yeah, they try to goat you into something. You look suspicious. And when half of them freaking lie about it, they just, well, we smelled marijuana
If
in your truck, blah, blah,
if I were to
blah.
if they were to come to that to me and say that I look suspicious, I said some people think that I look gay too, but that doesn't make me gay.
What's wrong with your eyes? Oh, well, I hadn't had any sleep for about whatever. I watching videos all the time where road cops, try to goat you into freaking doing stuff, talking yourself into it. I like the arguments where the cop just stands on the side of the road, dumbfolded, because somebody knows the law and stuff, It's just,
I like a friend of mine standing outside a club. Cops told him to turn around and spread him. He looked at him and said, "Oh, you too, huh?" That was a brilliant comment.
I seen one was a cop pulled over a drunk driver.
Oh, do what my
Girl,
friend did. Said you look like you're drunk. You can be like, I'm horny too. Want to blow me?
oh
He,
yeah,
man, he was anal.
now I remember. It's uh this cop pulled over a drunk woman and shit, and he said blow into this and shit. And she got down on her knees and shit.
Damn.
But yeah. Well, we're going on 3 hours there, Sean. I'm gonna have to get up and do something here, so I'm gonna have to cut the live stream off.
Sure. I enjoyed it.
Get something done today. Yeah, I got a lot of cleanup to do. Where to start? Yeah, all my guns have been soaking in what solvent for the last couple of days. Took all the freaking bluing off of them, mostly that smoke. Yeah, a lot of cleanup. Well, thanks for the idea on the Gojo and stuff. I don't remember that.
It originally started off as an experiment. I'm like, well, if this stuff cleans my hands like it do, I wonder what it would do to something else. So I put it on that stain. Boom, it came out. I'm like, hey, it worked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a good idea on some of the stuff I got, and yeah. Where to start, man? All right. Right there, Sean. Thanks for coming up. We'll catch you later down the road, so to speak.
Sure. I'll probably be in Oklahoma or somewhere else.
All right. You know what they say about Oklahoma? The only reason Texas don't fall into the Gulf of America now that the Oklahoma sucks.
I don't understand that.
The only reason Texas doesn't fall in, Texas didn't fall into the Gulf of
Mexico.
yeah, Mexico. What do they call it? Gulf of America now. Yeah, Trump changed that.
Well, the douchebag calls it that, and I'm not living in his fantasy. I'm living in reality.
Is it? Well, the thing is, Oklahoma sucks. That's why Texas didn't fall into the sea.
Actually, Oklahoma's a nice state. The weather can be rough, yes, but other than that, it's a beautiful state.
Yeah, I've been up there a couple times.
The only part of Texas I do not like is 20 miles within Midland, Texas, because of that smell of the crude oil. It makes me sick. The smell of it.
Yeah.
And you can't escape it.
Well, the deer tastes better here in Tennessee than it does in frickin' Texas. I used to have a hunting lease in, about an hour south
Yeah.
of.
A lot of your celebrities don't live in Hollywood and Beverly Hills anymore. They haven't for years. They moved. A lot of them moved to Nashville. A lot of celebrities live around Nashville. It's just a lot of people don't know that.
I got what Kid Rock's got his mansion, about 5 miles from my place. I got a lot of celebrity, country singers and stuff, but even some of the, Kid Rock, I don't know.
I
He's
learned
more
it
of a,
a couple years ago when Meatloaf passed away. Because I learned Meatloaf was from the Nashville area, and I'm like, really? He's from Texas, but he's been living in Nashville for years. A lot of them do. It's nice. It's
yeah,
quiet.
a lot of them live around here. I don't even know about, I mean, um, yeah. Well, we got our mayor's freaking under investigation for calling up the ICE agents and stuff. I hope they throw his ass in jail.
Yeah, all the ICE agents are not official. They're all a bunch of doppel mercenaries with no identification. I wouldn't go with them anywhere. I'd like, okay, call the deputy sheriff of the county.
Well, but they're busting a bunch, these illegal aliens, man. We got a bunch of them around here that, suck up all the construction jobs, the landscaping jobs, Even
It's
even when I used to work at Electrolux, they were working there and
yeah,
stuff.
it's not them that are doing it. It's those corporate capitalists that should know better that are doing it. For
Yeah, well,
paying
they're
for
letting
cheap
them.
foreign labor.
Yeah, they're
Why
hiring
not?
them. Yeah, even
Yeah, and they get away with it.
even the, yeah, even they're busting in a lot of construction sites and stuff. All these for construction companies, hire them. Even the guy that the crew that came up and boarded the backside of my house, they were, you know, I don't know if
Yeah,
they
but
were Mexican, but the
yeah,
Spanish, they boarded that
that
up. I can't wait
they're
to see if ICE is
they
going
did
to
a
come
head
around, start
they
arresting the crew that's going to build my house back together.
the head count that they did of the illegals was just over 11 million. Now, 11 million out of 340, a population of 340 million, is not going to crash that economy, and is not responsible for what happened. And you can get rid of them. Matter of fact, but what they were doing is it's going to cause our economy to get worse because they're the ones that pick our fruits and vegetables out west for next to nothing. So we're going to have to hire Americans at minimum wage. Then your price of fruits and vegetables are going to go up. So that bag of oranges you enjoy for $4.99 is going to cost 20 to 30. That's why I never wanted to rock that boat. I pick up a lot. Matter of fact, the apples I picked up, loaded on my trailer, some of them were probably illegals. Yes.
Well, there's a way of doing it. They got you can do it legal. Have somebody come pick your fruits, do it the legal way.
Well, a lot of them are. They're in the process of doing it while they're here. And a lot of these people are being picked up when they have to go to court, for the legalization process. Well, as they're doing it, these ICE agents are going to courtrooms, just grabbing the people and arresting them, tossing them back over the border. It's like they're in the process of becoming a citizen, you douchebag. That's what the big fuss is about. But me, I don't want to have to pay $20, $30 for a bag of oranges or a bag of apples or a head of lettuce. That's why I said it's a boat I never wanted to rock.
I ain't rocking it, but I don't like it. I don't like it any more than other ways. There's a legal way to come to this country, and there's an illegal way to come to this country. I don't mind if somebody came here legally,
But you'd be surprised. A lot of the ones that are here illegally are not just people from Mexico, but everybody assumes it.
I don't. Yeah, I know the Hondurans, man. we're mad at the Mexicans because the Hondurans they've cut the Mexicans now. So the
No, there's a
Mexicans,
lot of them from Europe,
yeah.
but they won't discuss that. The media won't discuss that.
I've seen a few ICE agents arrest some Europeans and stuff. They overstay their visas or something like that. All right, there, Sean. Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion, really.
But that's not going to solve our problems. Addressing our economic system, that will fix everything. Addressing that, but we're not allowed to address that in this country.
Well, addressing the frickin' politicians that are frickin' getting frickin' kickbacks from every damn country in the damn world.
Well, they're bought and paid for by corporate capitalist elites.
Yeah.
That's why nothing's going to happen for us. They're going to tell you a nice story. I don't care what political party they're a part of. They're bought and paid for because the corporate elites cannot let democracy operate appropriately for the mass of people. Because if they do, their life is being rich is not secure.
Yeah, I say a lot of them politicians, man, are getting called out on this. I don't give a shit if they get called out. Retrieve the money that they're getting paid. Millions. I mean, just one politician, man, is getting millions of dollars. Think of all of the freaking politicians that are, sucking in all that.
Well, look at AIG. They got $800 billion bailout. Okay, people are losing their houses left and right, but they couldn't bail the people out that are losing their houses. And a lot of people are worried about these welfare queens, which are very few and far between, getting what? A couple hundred versus 800 billion to one company, so they can hand out massive bonuses to a failed company. Oh, that's wise.
Yeah, no, they're more worried about the poor and downtrodden, fudging their employment records than they are these politicians and CEOs, raking in billions of dollars.
About addressing our capitalist economic system that is about dead. But here's what my economics professor taught me. The massive American people and our economic system are required to live with the consequences of the decisions made by the corporate leaderships, decisions from which you and I are excluded. Whatever else you call that system, it's not democratic.
Yeah.
And we claim to be a democracy? Now you know why people are critical of us.
Well, even the democracy, we're a republic, not a democracy.
That's what a republic is.
Yeah.
I don't know who's teaching people that there's a difference between a republic and a democracy. All what a republic means is we're not ruled by a king. A republic, you look it up in the Google dictionary, although I don't like Google, it'll tell you it means a democracy. The reason why the right doesn't like the word democracy, because it's like the Democratic Party. And they want to go with republic because it matches the Republican Party. No, that doesn't work that way.
All right, there, Sean. Well, another big discussion for another day.
Yeah.
We can
But it's
that.
just a game with language is all it is.
Yeah. Only the elites get around with that and stuff. All right, there, Sean. I'm gonna have to wake Tommy up and tell her I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm outside the truck getting fuel.
All right, man. Thanks everybody for Yeah, you stay in the background, drop off. But I'll catch you later. Adios, Sarna. Goodbye.
See ya.
I'll just drop you down there, Sean.